Thank you, everyone. Thank you for arranging this amazing Apache Cassandra World Party. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Vinay Chella. I have been practicing Cassandra for the last 10 years since 0.7 version. I'm also Apache Cassandra committer and engineering leader at Netflix. There are a lot of exciting features coming in 4x, but this talk covers some of the features that we at Netflix are particularly excited about and looking forward to. In this talk, I present an overview of just some of the many improvements that are shipping in 4x. Next slide, please. A brief history of Cassandra usage at Netflix. We've been using Cassandra for over a decade. It has helped us build a seamless, globally always-on experience for our users. And it has also presented itself as a de facto database for 99% of streaming persistent data. Next slide, please. A typical use cases on Cassandra, instead of going through a long list of use cases, I thought of why don't I share about very uncommon, atypical use cases that you've ever heard of being built on top of Cassandra. And if you have already doing that, that is great. Some of them are, starting with storing microservice JSON data, which is like petabyte scale and lots of big payloads. Storing device logging data, which is very high traffic use case. Billing and payments use cases, which is very complex in terms of functionality and complaints, and also like PIA data. Great. Now that we have seen where Netflix uses Cassandra, let's take a quick look at what are the, what are we at Netflix most excited about. Next slide, please. We try to categorize that into three broader buckets. Next slide, please. We try to categorize that into three broader buckets: reliability, correctness, and new features. Next slide, please. To start with, in terms of reliability, one of the significant improvement is in the internal networking. Like so far, clients were already fully async, right? Especially with the SQL. But however, now server-to-server communication is also async as well. With the introduction of non-blocking IO messaging service, we don't have any more thread per code, thread per connection architecture. It is fully async, which is close to 20% faster, and also enabled Cassandra to use some of the most critical OS networking features. Now we can also safely restart Cassandra servers without impacting high throughput, bigger sized Cassandra clusters 99 latencies. Numerous improvements have been made, such as like not accepting requests without establishing fully functional connection to its peers, and not restarted nodes sending the request to the dead nodes for a while, which is basically impacts all your tail latencies. Next slide, please. Cassandra 4x also has the ability to deny list the bad partitions when it is either being DDoSed or causing noisy neighbor problems on your multi-tenant clusters. Next slide, please. So various other improvements have also been made to improve the speculative retries when there are slow nodes, especially reducing the number of V nodes. Next slide, please. Number of V nodes to improve the availability with more profound research, and analysis on, especially in reducing the number of V nodes. Also there is incremental repair work that has made tremendous progress in 4.0, which is especially in the correctness aspect. I think we are still on the previous slide. All right, yeah. So incremental repair in 4x actually works now. With a lot of improvements made in incremental repair, now we can run them, safely on like petabyte-sized data sets, much faster and safer. This also opens up opportunities to, for the operators to preview the data inconsistencies before they actually get repaired. And remember, the Cassandra is hopefully consistent without repair, so which is what you don't expect from a database. So in 4x, you can run these repairs much faster on a bigger data sets. Next, on the availability aspect, we're talking about, internal networking also helped us in increasing the availability point of view in Cassandra 4x, especially with the introduction of zero copy transfer. We can now stream, replace, or bring a new node into the Cassandra ring much faster. Like when I talk about speed, we are literally maxing your instances network capacity, which is improving your mean time to recover, like when there is an incident and stuff like that, by like 5-fold. A bunch of new features are also being shipped in 4.x, but I'm mentioning some of them here, like starting with the audit logging, which is basically a long-awaited and most demanded enterprise feature from a PCI and compliance point of view. Like with this feature on 4.x now, you can safely check that box on your DB compliance list, and you can use Cassandra for to store your most secure data and in your enterprises. Cassandra 4.x also makes it easy to operate your shared Cassandra clusters by providing more insights through virtual tables and stuff like that. Well, what can you walk away with? Well, Patrick reminded me, dude, this is not a in-person meeting, this is a virtual. Well, what can you log off with today? If you're not using Cassandra yet, start with 4.x today. If you're already using Cassandra, next slide, start upgrading to 4.x, which is basically tested by the biggest and most prominent deployments of the Cassandra world. So you are in the good and safe hands. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for arranging this. This is great.
Thanks, Vinay. It was great to hear from you today.
Was I able to answer why we are waiting? Or what are we excited about?
Well, I was busy retweeting from Patrick. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Now I need to
go check your Twitter, Vinay.
Oh, no. Next time I better send a bio.
Yeah, next time bring a bio. That's all. Or I will make one up for you. But it was pretty good. I have to say.
Oh, it was great. Thank you. Thank you.